Hey, how's everyone doing today? This is Mark Perry, and today I want to shoot this real quick video to talk a little bit about how to raise private capital from investors when you're buying apartment buildings. That's today's topic. Let's dive right in. So let's talk a little bit about raising capital from investors. Now, when you're buying an apartment building, or if you're looking at an apartment building, you're not looking to raise the whole thing from the investors. You're just looking to raise the down payment money because the bank is going to give you around 80%, depends on the occupancy. So let's say if it's 90% occupied, the banks are going to give you 80% loan to value of the property. So let's say, for instance, if the property is $1 million and you have to put 20% down, you have to put $200,000 down, and that $200,000 will come from your investors that you're going to be raising the capital from. Now, keep in mind as well, there's two other things that you definitely want to take in consideration, meaning net worth from the investors or a couple investors and liquidity. Somebody has to have 10% in liquidity and somebody has to be net worth of the loan amount. So those are keys, so keep those definitely in mind. So the first thing you want to do when you're raising capital from investors is one of the ways that you can actually find these investors is through networking events. So when you go to networking events, make sure that you're very professional. You're talking to a lot of people. You're putting business cards out there. You want to discuss and build relationships with people. That's actually how I built a lot of relationships with people, by going to networking events, some of these apartment investing events. I'm not there to buy the program, but I'm there to network with other individuals where I can raise capital from individuals on a day-to-day basis. Now, keep in mind, when you go to these networking events, you're going to talk a little bit about capital, but you want to build a relationship first. Build that relationship maybe once or twice, and then once you have the relationship with them, then you can start talking more about your deal, the returns, and so forth. So one of the ways you can get these investors and one of the ways you can raise private capital is going to networking events. Number two, friends and family. Now, if you have friends and family, individuals that maybe have a corporate job and that's making $100,000, $200,000 a year, and they don't really know where to put their money at, or maybe they got in their 401k, or maybe they got in the stock market and they want to get better returns. One of the ways that you could do is, if you know them really well, if you grew up with them, you can come to them and present them an opportunity of the deal that you purchased. You let them know that, hey, I'm doing real estate. I'm actually looking at deals and I'm underwriting deals. I'm getting very good at it, and I'm just looking for a partner that can come into this deal with me and take this deal on. Would you be interested? So that's one of the ways that you actually can get investors on the team as well, is from friends and family. Now, keep in mind, from the background I come from, and the individuals that is my family, a lot of these individuals that I grew up with, they didn't have capital. So I had to go outside of that. I had to, talk to other individuals, people that I had to build relationships with. So if that's you, if you're sitting there thinking in your mind right now, well, Mark, I don't have friends and family members that have capital. What other route should I go? Well, networking events is number one. And number three that we're going to go into is social media. If you got a good platform in social media, if you have good followers on social media, if you're already putting yourself out there as an investor, don't advertise that you're looking to raise capital, but just, have a conversation with individuals and maybe just jump on a call with them and see what they do. See what you guys can do together to see if they actually are an investor, like far as a passive investor or active investor. Just get on the conversation with them, just get on the call with them and see where they're at with everything. And then that's how you can build it, because you definitely don't want to put yourself and start putting returns and you looking to raise money and stuff on social media, because you actually, it's not going by the laws, by the SEC, laws and stuff as well. So you got to keep those in mind when you're doing that. A fourth thing that you actually can do is you can have business assistants, business individuals that you already connected with. Let's say if they're not doing real estate, but they have other businesses that they're doing, and you're already connected with them, or you know them a little bit. You can present them opportunities when you're buying apartment buildings or any commercial real estate, that see if they're interested in purchasing or being involved in investor in some of these deals. Because keep in mind, you're going to be out there doing a lot of work, especially if you're a syndicator. You're going to be out there looking for deals, underwriting deals, putting deals on a contract, building relationships, building a team. So you definitely want to make sure that you can get some capital as well as you in the pursuit of doing that. Or if it's not you want to be able to have someone else that can connect with these individuals and work on raising that capital for you. And then when you come across the deal, you present them, the guy that's actually raising the money, the deal, he understands it, he presents it to his investors that he already had a relationship with. So it's either going to be you or it's going to be somebody else on your team that can build that capital. Because keep in mind, if you're going to do this for a while, if you're in this for the long game, if you're in this for a long term, you're going to be raising capital forever. You're always going to be raising capital. So you definitely want to keep that in mind, that this is not a short-term thing. This is long-term, because sometimes you get people get in and out, situations, circumstances change. So you always want to continue to keep building and building and building and building and never stop. So that's a good to know. Number 5, and this is a bonus, number 5, and this is if you don't have a deal or if you don't have the credibility yet. One of the ways that you actually can get investors on board is by creating a credibility package. Now, what is a credibility package? A credibility package is basically, let's say if you get a mentor, you have a mentor, what you need a mentor for this, because the mentor you're going to use as leverage. They already got deals done. They did multiple deals. You're using them as leverage. What you want to do is you want to put a credibility package together, which your mentor will show you how to do that. You'll put a credibility package together. It'll have your mentor and maybe a couple of his assistants on there, you, yourself, and maybe one of your team members on there, to where you can put that together and you can send that to investors and say, hey, look, here are some of the deals that we're looking at. We don't currently have this deal under contract, but when we do have a deal under contract, it will look something just like this. It's kind of like showing them something to where you don't have it yet, but at least they see the team, at least they see it looks good, and at least they see like, okay, this is kind of returns we're looking at. If I invest with Mark or if I invest with you, the returns is this. It's an 8% cash on cash. It's a 14% IRR. It's a 15% average annual return. Okay, here's what they're looking at on these deals. So basically, when they have a deal in a contract, they're going to present this deal just like the one as its credibility package. Does that make sense? So you want to make sure, if you don't have a deal or if you don't have credibility yet, build a credibility package with a mentor. Somebody that you can leverage to where you can talk to investors, to where the investors will feel comfortable with you by leverage. So it's all about leveraging. If you ain't got it yet, that's okay. Just leverage somebody. Leverage whoever you know, leverage them, build a credibility package. And that's also good to know as well. So I hope that this video helps. But keep in mind, don't never let this get you to hang up to where you can't find money for anything, and it's not even just in apartment buildings. If it could be in single family homes, it can be in other commercial real estate as well, land development. Don't never let the money hang up, because actually there's more money out there than deals. There's a lot of money out there. There's a lot of money out there that people want to invest, but don't never get hung up from it. Make sure that you be able to bring people in and just continue to build relationships. Continue to build relationships with like-minded individuals that you can work with together, because keep in mind, when people give you their money, they're going to have a relationship with you for 5, maybe even 10 years or even longer than that. So you want to make sure that you in-debt the right people. Just don't go out there and just get money from anybody, because you can get money from somebody and they can be a pain in the neck. You want to make sure that you can get money from individuals that's like-minded just like yourself, because you're going to build that long-term relationship. And keep in mind, you want to make sure that their money is secure, so make sure you get long-term debt. Make sure you get a 10-year fix or something like that on the interest rate as well, for you can have long-term debt to where their money could be secure if we have a downturn on these multifamily apartment buildings. So I hope that this video helps. As always, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be putting great content out there about business and finances, and also how you can invest with little or to no money out your pocket by investing in apartment buildings. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.